Hi, I'm Todd. Today I'd like to talk to you about the fourth book in Lynn Flewelling's Nightrunner series called Shadows Return. And I just have to mention how hot does Saragil look on the cover. It's awesome. This review is going to be kind of tough to do because I can't talk too much about the characters without giving any spoilers away. I do think it's safe to say, though, that in this book there is a much smaller cast of characters. Instead of a wide range of people playing different roles, you're really focused in on just a handful of characters in this book. Shadows Return picks up about a year and a half after the events of the last book. We find Lord Saragil and Sir Alec deftly playing their roles, living as a couple in their newly built inn called the Stag and the Otter. Cleverly named so because Nysander, in a previous book, kind of transforms them into their spirit animals, so to speak. And we know that Saragil morphs into an otter, and Alec morphs into a stag. Things are going still very heatedly as far as the world is concerned. We have Scala and Plinamar at it, trying to push each other back, both finding themselves in desperate need of resources. However, this book isn't focused too much on the actual war. It kind of fades back into the background of the story, the main storyline in this novel. Things have also changed as far as the nobility is concerned. You have Queen Idralane and her two daughters, Clea and Foria. And we find in this book, as in the previous, some antagonism happening between the two daughters. We're not really sure what's the story's going on here, and it doesn't quite wrap that kind of thread is not really wrapped up in this novel, but we learn more about this tension that's formed between the two princesses. I think it's safe to talk about plot points that are mentioned in the synopsis on the back of the book, but I'll still be very careful about spoilers. In the synopsis, we learned that Alec and Saragil are going to be separated and sold into slavery. And I have to say, I read this book so quickly, much faster than I've read the other three, because I could not stand for them to be apart. I was tearing through the pages, desperately loving the book, of course, but I was very bothered by the fact that these two were separated. Also, we learn a bit about something that we learned in the last book. Alec was told it was prostatized that Alec would have a child by no woman. And that leaves you to wonder, how can that be? We have two men, a couple, and Alec will have a child by no woman. This is all explained in this book. I think the idea of family is really touched upon here in this novel. We have Alec and Sergil have been together for a number of years now. Certainly Alec has outgrown any kind of apprenticeship role he may have been playing before with Sergil, and they're really functioning as equals now. So what's the next logical step for a couple? Would they take the next step, have children together? What's the next step? And I really enjoyed Flewelling's exploration on what kind of a family could two men have in this world. Very interesting. I also found in this installation of the Nightrunner series a marked increase in blatant sexuality. Whereas maybe in the previous books there was more of a skirting of the idea, maybe more of before and after kind of scenes. Whereas this book is a little more aggressive and in your face, that these two men love each other desperately, and all that encompasses emotionally and physically. Once again, this book is more of a condensed, focused down look at the relationship between Alec and Sergil. There are so many things in this book that are pulling the characters apart, both physically and emotionally. It's very interesting to watch these characters develop even further while they deal with issues that we all know well, like jealousy, separation. How are these people going to handle this? Again, I'm blown away by Flewelling's writing. I tore through this book, loved every word. I can't recommend this book enough. If you like reading fantasy books, if you've read the Nightrunner series and have something you'd like to add, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so very much for watching.